Right, I've got an endgame from the Share the Love event, and it's basically rotate without any movement, no launch pads, no rift to goes, and how you can rotate effectively while saving mats, as well as like doing damage to players and all that, not just being completely passive, right? So this is like one of the earlier games where I got 13 points, fairly early on. I got 1 kill right now, 13 left. And it was like extremely hard from the get-go. I don't know if anyone else found that. It was like pretty challenging for the majority of the time playing. Right now I've got a zone sort of on the hill next to me. I'm not in the zone. I don't want to pre-build into zone, right? If I pre-build into zone, what will allow other people to do is land underneath me, get a free rotate, just be underneath me, or land on top of me and contest me and maybe waste mats. Which is why I stay and I just decide to shoot people as they fly in. Right now, all these people landing on the hill aren't really a problem, but it's the people who are going to land on top of the hill which could be an issue, right? I'm still holding people. Somehow missed this deagle shot. I don't know what I'm shooting at. Some guy lands up right now. This is my time to go because this guy landed above and he's building a little base for me. There's one guy rifting who I scare off with shotgun shots. Just completely miss, but it does the job, you know. He's scared away from me, and I just decide to pressure. Can I skip forward a little bit? No, let's play from it. Alright. So I'm in zone, and I basically use like 50 mats on that rotate, and I can spend the rest of this time just pressuring or just waiting for people to die, right? You get points for, you get 1 point for top 10, 1 point for top 3, and 3 points for winning. So a pretty bad scoring system in my opinion. I don't want to change it, but obviously emphasises winning rather than just getting like second and stuff. So right now I've got a really far north zone. Although this zone isn't too bad because you can see there's player builds in front of me north, and it's a lot worse for the people to my east because they've got to go across the field sort of. I've got a pretty clean rotate here as well, just because there's not that much congestion, right? There's like 2 guys underneath me. I walk full down and just build in above them. If I get knocked down right now, I'll probably take like 10 full damage, won't be bad. This guy's going to jump pad, but I break him down, he takes 50 damage, which is fine. More people rifting below me. Just using your wood, right? Wood's the least valuable resource in this. It's got lowest health, you get degoogled, all that. Just using your wood on these rotates where you really don't need to build. I don't need to do anything right here. I've just got to be cautious on my east. People over there with guns, as well as people rifting who might land on me, even though I'm not in the best spot. I just deagle some pressure some people who are near high, which sort of forces them down slightly. That guy's way too high up, so I try deagling him. Miss completely. I missed like, all my deagle shots on this guy. He knocks me down with a counter deagle, which is why I immediately go straight up. Go straight up in him. He gets a 30 tag on me. He's kind of like the prime target right now where I need to avoid. I get above this guy completely, and zone comes my way south, which is pretty favourable. So I drink a big pot right now. I'm not going to get a chance to do it. I'm not going to get a chance for endgame. And I look towards this guy who's been bothering me. I hit 70, and SMG white tag him. I tried shooting him out mid-air because he was white, but it doesn't happen. So I go back to reuse his jump pad. I get in it. I think it's like 1 tick a storm, which is fine. Although because I used it so late, right? If you're going to use the jump pad or reuse somebody's jump pad, use it always late, and you get such free rotates. I pressure this guy off, accidentally jump pad, which short scuffs me. I meant to like jump and place a ramp, but I kind of messed it up. I land back on high ground. 2 guys land high ground, and they sort of like build fight each other, and one falls off, which I really don't understand.
What are these people doing?
I'm pretty sure that qualify guy is like in a pro walk or something. I really don't know what he was doing.
I'm so confused.
Alright, left. 4 left. There's a lot of people building in. I've probably got the most mats on the server right now, and there's somebody in low ground slaying out and getting all the mats off the people. Right? I've got 500 mats. I can reuse all my mats. Zone's going back in my favour. I can just sit here and wait for people to build for me. There's a guy below me with an RPG. This guy launch pads up. I hit him and completely spray him with midair. Another guy's coming up. I hit him 9, right? That 9 hit means that I'm like in charge because he's been hit by my shotgun, so he backs off. Doesn't matter what the damage is. If you hit something with a shotgun like mid-air, they're probably going to back away the majority of the time. Right here, I'm just using 1 mat at a time, just connecting to this guy, staying above him, making sure you can't get an angle. If you stay deep in storm, it's really hard for somebody with an RPG to get an angle on you. So right now, I'm like very far back on storm, not too far out. This guy's essentially building for me and completely keeping me safe, which is pretty favourable. Zone goes back northeast. Some guy gets hit by RPG on the bottom. I'm waiting for the guy with the RPG to make a move, although they end up both dropping down. which is actually pretty good for me. This guy comes up one, uses like all his mats. He drops down and they end up getting in a fight and he gets cleaned up. Well, now I get tagged. I shouldn't have waterfalled right there when that guy's shooting at me. I should have waited for him to reload. My bad. I still got 300 mats, but he tagged me once with an Echo. Sort of puts me in a bad spot. I tried Tfue Classic him. Right here, this is really weird. I'm literally holding turbo build on the floor, and obviously, great game. EU servers are absolutely terrible at the moment. I just fall straight through it into this guy's pump. We both miss pumps, right? So this is what we're doing. We're just trading SMG sprays. We're just shooting each other on SMG. We're the same health as well, pretty much. I think he might be 200. This is how you win like a close range SMG fight, especially in this storm, right? So what I do is move left immediately, crouch left, crouch spam left. He's sort of in the same spot. I keep going left. I'm 15 HP. I go left into Storm even further. When you go into Storm, your character is harder to see, obviously, and then harder to hit, which is super beneficial for me. End up SMG spraying the guy for 200 health when he's trying to SMG spray me, and I was lower. That's simply just because I move left. If you move left on somebody, right, while they're spraying you, your character model sort of goes against their character model, so you both sort of block each other. Your line of sight, their line of sight on you is blocked, because the character's on here. So let's say the other guy's moving that way. It's really hard to explain, but you're here, right? And their character's moving to that side, so you can't see them as clearly because your character model's blocking them. I explained that really badly, but just if you're going to counter strafe one way, do it to that way so they can't see you as clearly.